going to discuss now how marking works on Schoolbox with electronic submission. So if you've set up your assignment for the students to submit the work electronically, this is what they will see. I've logged in here as a student. Assignment 1 homework, I set this up to be an electronic submission. You can see there's the handout there, the subject name. Now they can submit work by attaching a file, a document that they've done, or they can actually create their answer in the Schoolbox, and that's a new thing for this year. You can see here it's called Online Editor, Create Document. So they can actually do an answer there within Schoolbox itself and submit it to you, and you can mark it as well without having to have a Word document attachment, that sort of thing. That will eliminate a lot of that excuse, so no, the document wouldn't attach, or some excuse why they couldn't attach it, because they can actually answer it in Schoolbox itself. Anyway, just for now, I'll do it as an attachment. So once again, when they submit their work, they can attach it or they can drag it in. So I'll just drag any old document in for now and put that in there. Okay, and then they submit it. And they have to say that they declare that their own work contains no unacknowledged material, which does away with the need now for them to fill out the academic integrity form, because this is their declaration that they believe it's their own work. Now, of course, there's ways in which you can disprove that, but we'll get to that a little bit later. So yes, I agree, and that's then been submitted. And later on, they'll be able to look at their results here as well. Okay, so I'll just pause for a moment, log back in as me, and show you what happens next. Go back in my class homepage now, and it's time to mark the assignments that have been submitted. One way of doing this is going to view all work. That's got my 2 assignments there that I've set, and I'm dealing here with assignment 1. So I click on that, and it takes me to the class page. And if I want to view the submissions here, I go to View Submission, and here I've got the assignment for the student. We'll load it up and it's ready to mark. Now, a few things here. First of all, down the bottom here, I've got a little percentage, okay, and I can get a little plagiarism report here. But before I even click on the report, I can see that there's 0% that's been plagiarized here, according to the PlagScan program that the work has put through. Okay, and you get an analysis of the document. Obviously, I'll just put a stupid document here, just an old meeting agenda, but if I had a real document here, it would give me red for exact matches, blue for possibly altered text, and green for anything that was marked as quotation, and everything else would stay black. So you get a plagiarism report there from the student, and they also get that as well. Okay, so it's time to mark the document. Now you can do inline marking here, you don't have to, but you can, as I said, you can do inline marking, and if you press comment here, you can put in comments here along the side, wherever you think it's appropriate, etc. Okay, it's a little bit unwieldy, and I know that the developers are going to try and get a situation where you don't have to keep doing this to go back to the document all the time, and they'll open it in full screen. But for the moment, it still works quite well, and it's good for quick feedback. You can write in text at the end if you want to write in a more detailed comment in different colours as well, so you can choose to work in red if you wish, that sort of thing. So you can write comments in as well. You can highlight things along the way. So it's a good way of marking. It's got a strike through here as well. If you don't like something, cross it out. So all sorts of things. Rather than go through it in detail, it's best to just experiment with that. But when you're finished marking that, you can then assess them on their criteria or strands, developing or consolidating. You can write another comment in here if you wish, okay, to the student. If you've got a more complicated rubric that you're assessing, you can also attach it here and give it back to the student as well. So there's lots of things you can do on this one page. Okay, it's fantastic. So you can mark it, comment on it, attach something back to the student, give them their criteria or strand marks, and then it's as simple as going save and continue. And Harry there was a second student, but if we had a whole class here, it would just go on to the next student, and you'd mark the next student, and away you go. So it's a good way of marking, and that then gets returned back to the student as well. What does the student see? Well, I've now logged in as the student. Now this return mark of 3 out of 6, what it does is that when you've got 4 levels like that, it assigns points from 0, 1, 2 and 3, obviously with 0 being cause for concern and 3 being extending. So you could say this assessment here was out of 6 if you like. So they've got a 1 for developing, 2 for consolidating. Don't worry about it too much, but you know, if you wish to use that for your results, by all means, but the students will see that. It's part of the deal. Okay, so that was the submission that the student made here, very low percentage in plagiarism. So once again, they can get a result there for the plagiarism. It says there your submission is quite different to other documents scanned. That's good for that student. Here's the marking that you did, and you can either download it, so the student can download it, or they can view it online. And there it is. That's the very scant marking that I did there to show you how it all worked. The student will get that feedback as well. Okay.